Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. And today I am bringing you my reactions and review for WWE's Elimination Chamber show. Now, I will still do my weekly roundup tomorrow, but I felt like this deserved its own video because I really enjoyed this show. And now I get into my review for Elimination Chamber. So, first match on the card. Thank God no pre-show matches, because, I'm glad WWE doesn't do those. We have our first Elimination Chamber match. Now, the rules of an Elimination Chamber match are simple. We have 6 participants. 4 start in these little pods inside the chamber structure, which is like a big version of the steel cage. I think it's just smaller than Hell in a Cell, but it's pretty much a big cage made by chain link. And then you have 2 participants who start off the match, and then in increment numbers, timings, a new entrant comes in from the pods. And the last person standing wins the match. Now, this first match is for a shot at Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. In this match, starting out in the pods, we have Asuka, Carmella, Raquel Rodriguez, and Nikki Cross, which means starting off this match is Canada's own Natalya and former SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan. Natalya tries to start it off a little slowly, a lot of headlocking, a lot of suplex tries, but then Liv picks it up a little, uses her speed, tries for a code red, but Natalya blocks it. After a while, there's a sharpshooter attempt. Liv counters it. Next woman in, Raquel Rodriguez. And Raquel and Liv have been teaming on SmackDown for a little bit, so they start kind of going after Natalya. After Natalya is thrown out of the ring, Raquel and Liv start going at it, including Raquel trying for her choke bomb move, which Liv counters out of, which was very, very impressive. Raquel with a big splash in the corner on both Liv and Natalya, which that looked like it hurt. In at number 4, we have Nikki Cross, which, bit of a wild card, comes in with her jacket, goes after everybody, then whips her jacket around like a crazy person. I'm glad to see this Nikki Cross back. Hopefully she has something interesting coming for her for the future. Liv then hits a code red on Cross, which was very impressive. And then we have a crossbody from the top rope onto the other competitors by Cross. Crossbody. Entrant number 5, Carmella, as she immediately goes to the pod holding Asuka and, taunts her. She then hits a big old super kick on Liv, immediately runs into Raquel, then she goes back into her pod and closes herself in. Liv goes on top and hits a beautiful sunset flip powerbomb on Raquel. And then the last woman in is Asuka, in which both Natalya and Asuka get Liv in a double team submission, which that was very impressive. A sharpshooter kind of armbar submission, in which Liv doesn't tap out, but she passes out for the elimination. Natalia then gets Asuka in the sharpshooter, in which Carmella um, breaks it up for whatever reason. We had a triple powerbomb on Raquel Rodriguez, in which we have a double pinfall by Asuka and Natalia, in which she then gets eliminated. Asuka then a quick armbar on Carmella, who taps out. And then Nikki Cross got eliminated earlier. I do apologize for that. She got speared through the pod by Raquel, and she gets eliminated. So, your winner, and moving on to WrestleMania, Asuka. Next up is kind of a match I was looking forward to. It's Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Now, at first, this match starts off, headlocks, takeovers, whatever. But then it gets picked up a lot as it turns into Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg in Goldberg's first match in WWE in a while at Survivor Series, in which it's just finish Earthon. Brock hits like 2 F5s in a row, goes for a third one, gets caught in the hurt lock by Lashley, and to get out of it, Brock goes low blow mule kick. Ref sees it, calls for the DQ. So your winner, Bobby Lashley. I will say I am kind of sick of non-finishes, but if these two are going to be facing each other at WrestleMania, then maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world. Although, on the SmackDown prior to this show, kind of spoiler alert for my weekly stuff, Bray Wyatt calls out either of these guys for a future match. So, we'll see where he goes from here. Either we get Lashley and the Hurt Business versus the Wyatt Six. Maybe we get Brock and Bobby versus Wyatt. We'll see where that goes. Next up, we have the mixed tag team match as Judgment Day, being represented by Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor, take on Edge and Beth Phoenix, the Grit couple, whatever the heck that means. The men start us off. Finn Balor tries to use his speed to outperform Edge. Edge then counters with a big old execution. 2 count. Then the women get tagged in. It looks like they're going at it. They're ready to go. Dom gets up on the apron. Edge sees this, goes around the ring, gets him off the apron, chases him out of the arena. They then eventually come back. Balor takes Edge off the apron off a tag. Looks like Rhea is going for a top rope glam slam. Beth counters it. After a missed leg drop, Rhea then tries for the Riptide a little earlier. Beth Phoenix counters. Rhea then with a big in the ropes DDT on Beth for the 2. Beth and Edge then get both Finn Balor and Rhea in the Educator submission, which I believe is kind of Texas Cloverleaf-esque, in which it's the legs. Dom then gets up on the apron, distracts the referee, which causes Beth to go over to the ref, try to get his attention. Rhea then with a big old slam. knocking Beth and her out to the outside. Beth and Dom then set up the ring steps on the side. They get a chair, try to hit Beth with the concerto. Beth slips out of it. In the ring, Edge looks like he's going to hit a spear. Finn Balor with the sling blade. Balor tries for the shotgun dropkick, runs right into a spear. Then Beth and Edge hit a Shatter Machine, which is FTR / the Revival's tag team move. Edge then hits an Execution for the win over Judgment Day. As disappointed as I am in this result, this was a fun match. Like, I could overlook, Finn Balor eating the pin isn't a big deal because he doesn't really have a plan for WrestleMania. Rhea does. She's going after Charlotte. And, we'll see what happens next for Edge and Beth. Next up is the second of 2 chamber matches. This time, it's the men's turn, and it is for the United States title. Starting off in pods, we have the U.S. champion, Austin Theory, Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, and Damian Priest, which means Johnny Gargano and Seth Flarkin Rollins start us off. And boy, oh boy, this start off was hard to keep track of. We had DDTs, super kicks. Seth tries for a stomp at one point. He misses. And then Gargano with a big old cutter, which has both men down. Damian Priest is in next, and he just goes off on both these guys. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Theory is in. He then tries to get Gargano on his side because they were a team on NXT. Gargano's like, nah, and just kicks him right in the mush. Seth and Gargano then team up a little bit, which that was interesting to see. Maybe we see a new alliance forming there. Maybe Seth joins in with Loomis and Gargano and Candice LeRae, which that'd be an interesting team. A lot of double teaming by Gargano and Rollins, which, again, interesting. Next man in it is Damian Priest, and he goes off on all 3 dudes. Priest then gets up to the top rope. Seth hits a superplex into a Falcon Arrow, which that always pops me hard. For the cover, 1, 2, kick out. Priest is still in. Next in is Bronson Reed, and then he just rolls over everybody in the match, including a big splash in the corner on Gargano and Rollins into a back fall away slam, which that was impressive. Theory then tries to get Reed up for an 8-count down. Reed is way too big. Seth then gets Reed up for an electric chair move, which has him on his shoulders. Oh, wait, I am way too far. Seth and Gargano then get a double team on Reed. Priest and Reed then go at it. And our last man in is Montez Ford, and he just speeds the match all up, and it is great. Including going up to the roof of the cage, hanging upside down for a second, and just letting go, flopping on everybody. That was nuts by Montez Ford. Everyone then teams up on Reed. A final cut by Gargano, a stomp by Rollins, and a frog splash by Ford. Reed is finally eliminated. Then the 3 smaller guys, Theory, Rollins, and Gargano, face off against Priest, Everyone gets up on different pods. Priest gets tossed over, as does Ford, which leaves Gargano and Rollins up top. Looks like Rollins is about to powerbomb Gargano off the pod. Gargano with a Hurricane Rana off the pod into everyone else, which that was crazy. Gargano then gets some shots in on Priest. Priest then goes for a Razor's Edge, which I haven't seen that move in a while, so it's good to bring that back. And that eliminates Gargano. Seth and Priest then go at it. And then after a blockbuster by Ford on Priest, Priest is then eliminated. Then Ford and Rollins then start going at it. Ford gets caught by a stomp, is then eliminated. But then he stays in the ring a little bit. It looks like he's hurt. Then the refs call in the medical team. They help Ford out of the ring, which keeps the cage open. As Seth and Theory are still going at it, they're going at each other, ready to go. Seth then hits the pedigree on Theory. And who comes in but Logan freaking Paul again? He hits the stomp on Rollins, gets out of the chamber, closes the door. Theory hits the A-Town down to retain. So it does look like we're getting Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That night should be fun, at least. As much as I don't like Paul, it should be a hell of a bout for WrestleMania. And finally, the reason we are all here today. Roman Reigns defending his WWE Undisputed title against Sami Zayn. Now, we are here in Montreal. The show is in Montreal, which is Sami Zayn's hometown. He gets a big old hometown pop, which is, it's heartfelt. It's good. Now, after the bell rings, they both just stare at each other. They're looking. No, neither one wants to make the first move, and then they get at it. At one point, we see Roman knock Sami Zayn over the top rope. He then sets him up, runs around the ring, drive-by kick, which that was impressive. I haven't seen Roman pull that one out in a while. Roman then sets Sami Zayn up against the guardrail, jawing at his, I want to say wife? I think it's his wife. Zayn then fights back, including kissing his wife. Sami then gets Roman back into the ring, tries for a big old blue thunder bomb. Roman counters. Big Superman punch by Sami, which that was interesting. Exploder suplex into the corner. Looks like he's going for the hell of a kick. Roman then bows out. Sami Zayn then follows him with a dive. He tries for the between the ring post DDT move. Roman catches him with a big uppercut. They both get back in. Roman's looking for a Superman punch. Sami with another exploder suplex. Blue Thunder Bomb for the 1, 2. Just for a 2 count. Sami then has Roman set up for it. He's ready. Helluva kick. It looked like he sent some teeth of Roman's to the front row. 1, 2, kick out. Now, we do see at this point, we have Roman. He's frustrated. He just wants to put Sami away. goes for the Superman punch, gets the ref, which that knocks the ref out, then gets Sami Zayn in the spear. New ref comes in, 1, 2, 2 count. And then Roman knocks the new ref out of the ring. Then in comes Jimmy Uso. That's right, Jimmy Uso is, I guess it's cleared to be in Canada because Uso's got some issues. It's Sammy with a super kick and then a big splash. The original ref is revived, gets in the ring, 1, 2, kick out. Sammy is still alive somehow. Then Jimmy gets the original ref out of the ring. Paul Heyman then gets a chair, gives it to Roman. He's about to hit Sammy. In comes Jey Uso between the two. Then Roman, just like at the Royal Rumble, gives Jey the chair. He says, if you're really bloodline, if you're really with us, you're going to do this. He gives Jey the chair. He then stands between Jey and Sammy. Jabber and Adam. Looks like Jey's about to do what Sammy did at the Royal Rumble and smack him with the chair. Roman then turns around, gets Jey into the opposite rope, basically saying, why can't you do this? You're weak. You're soft. He's not family. We are. Sammy then hits a spear on Jey, which that should start that rivalry. And then Roman just turns around and starts battering Sami Zayn with the chair a couple of times. And then just as the original ref is getting back up, Roman hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. Winner, still WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Now, I have seen the discourse online. I know a lot of people are disappointed that WWE didn't pull the trigger on Sammy. It would have been a great moment for him in Montreal, in his own country. I think that messes up the card a little bit if it's just Sammy versus Cody. I like Sammy as much as the next guy. I wanted him to win. But in terms of business, in terms of the biggest moment possible, Cody versus Roman is it. So, yeah, I think we can still support Sami Zayn in whatever's next. So, yeah, this should be fine. Now, show doesn't end on that, thankfully. As Jimmy and Roman start beating down Zayn again, looks like they're about to take it out. Out comes Kevin Owens, and the first time we've seen him since the Rumble, when he had his beat down. And he just starts dealing out stunners to Jimmy, to Roman, to Paul Heyman. And it's just a great night. It looks like he and Zayn are finally on the same page. But then we see Owens leave the ring without really acknowledging what's next. We then get Sammy and Owens sharing a look as the show ends. Boy, oh boy, that was an emotional roller coaster for a main event. This show was a lot of fun to watch. I hope you enjoyed it too. Like I said, tomorrow I am going to be giving out my full review for the week that was in pro wrestling, besides Elimination Chamber. And then on Friday, well, this coming Friday, I'm going to finally be seeing it. I'm going to finally get my chance to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And I got something special for that. So just you guys wait. And yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.